Hello, beautiful people. It's a beautiful day outside, and boy, oh boy, is it a beautiful build. It's, as I call it, POGsanguinate, because it's exsanguinate, and exsanguinate with chain. Awakened chain is actually POG. Anyway, so yeah. It's, I guess I'll just do a quick showcase. Minus max, this is extra, redemption crit, which this is crit. It is, okay, this is fire conversion, avatar of fire, right? We're not dealing any damage over time. Well, I guess ignite, but that's pretty much irrelevant. We convert 40 here, 50 here, and that's 90% conversion, right? By any means, this is not a build guide, this is not a min-max version, this is just something that I put together that I thought would be fun for mapping, and boy oh boy was I right, and it is fun. It is low life, petrified blood, right? A bunch of auras. I'm pushing max res as well, because I'm planning melding of the flesh into the build, adding that into the build, and that will be, in the end, it's 84 comfortably, 85 easily all res, right? And then if by some miracle I craft an insane shield and I'm willing to sacrifice some damage, well, it's a lot of damage. It's like 500,000 to change out a void battery into a like GG shield. But if I could get 3 cold max res, I could push to 89. And if I, would stumble upon a +1 max res somewhere, or on that shield as well, I mean, that shield is just crazy, right? So I could get to 90 if I get a GG shield, but I don't think I want to, because changing void batteries on a power charge stacking build. So yesterday on stream, by the way, which is twitch.tv/Shaksu, check it out. I'm there pretty much every day. Yeah, it's great. We're having fun there. A lot of beautiful and wonderful and friendly people, so definitely join if you're not there yet. Yeah, anyway, right, so power charge build. So we were looking at the weapons, right? I was just thinking about, can I craft a better weapon? And while yes, I can I buy one? Yes, I can, for like 90 to 150x instead of a 1x item. And it's like 10%. Maximum that we've reached, I think, was 11% more damage from the weapons that are available. I guess if I craft like a perfect weapon, it would be a little bit more, but I don't think that's happening, right? So then if I'm losing one power, one power charge, one void battery, and I supplement it with a +1 power charge shield with something like this, but as well with max res, cast speed, and like life, I still lose so much damage that it's like on the point of being really not worth it changing it. It's just for more defense, right? And it's an option, but again, it's already pretty tanky even without the melding of the flesh. My armor is not too high yet. In POB we have like 70,000 with flasks up, which is just granite, no armor mods, right? No increased armor. Yeah, so before I talk more about the gear, let's just do a quick showcase. Yeah, I just slap one beyond, right? So this is primarily a mapping build. I wasn't planning for any endgame content. Well, like endgame boss content, right? I was planning for endgame juicy map content, and I'm gonna be running Metamorph, Divination, Harbinger, and Ambush, slapping beyond, Headhunter. This build is with 2 Inspired Learnings, so, the juice is very nice. And this build does scale it, right? We get all the crit, the Physis extra, everything scales this build very wonderfully. And, yeah, I click my life flask to go above 50 life, right? Pop. And then I used Exsanguinate, which cost life. Boom, adrenaline. Easy as that. That was why I went Petrified Blood, right? That was the initial idea of Petrified Blood. And yeah, you get a few a few monsters killed, a few rares, a few beyond monsters, and it just pops off. Like, it's fine without the buffs, but it's nothing crazy yet. Like, it's not min-max, not pushed to the extreme limit, not optimized for damage or anything like that. It's just for fun, right? And it's actually very dark because I'm low life. And when you go low life and you don't have the passive on the Atlas tree, or rather the normal passive tree, if you don't have the passive, which is right here, where is it? Wait, it's actually no more. It's no longer here. Wait, they changed the tree. I forgot. I haven't played a low life build in a while. But yeah. Yep. Okay, what was that? I don't know what that was. But you get the point, okay? That was not supposed to happen. I was supposed to do a deathless minus max map. Anyway, you get the point. It's so nice to play. It chains, it auto targets pretty much. Yeah, rituals, legions, blight, beyond, metamorph. I wanted to showcase that, but basically it's just really nice. Like, it chains. The reach might seem pretty bad like this, right? It's like to the edge of the screen or something, but in reality it's so better. And like, let's say this is a metamorph. Actually, let me just, no, okay, without juice it's nothing crazy, and I can get the juice very quickly, but whatever. What I want to talk about is that it just feels great. It's just great. And that's what I was going for, right? I wanted a build that feels great for mapping, because what I like to do this league is blast maps, right? So right now I'm my goal is 1,000 defiled cathedrals. Looking at the 7 years bad luck drop rate, seeing how many we can get. So far I have 4 out of 13, and I've ran like 160 maps. So the drop is not amazing because the card is not super expensive, right? So the drop is kind of low, 1.7x. But it's not bad. Like, not bad. Honestly, it's not bad. Like 40 maps for one. The thing is, I ran like 100 maps until I dropped the first one. So that felt terrible, and then I dropped the last 3 in 60 maps, which is great. If it's 1 per 20 maps, oof, that feels amazing. But if it's 1 in 100 maps, I was I was starting to get disappointed with this map, with the drop rate and all that, but apparently that was just bad luck. And yeah, hopefully it doesn't do the bad luck shenanigans anymore. Alright, so a mapping build, right? It's a power charge stacking build, void batteries, pretty much best in slot weapons. Then this is an Omniscience build, right? So it's not something like insanely creative or anything. There's a lot of Omniscience builds. It's just that I crafted this body armor, right? So I was crafting these body armors with elevated strength and effective auras for my other build, and then I hit this. It's technically tier 2, but it's tier 1 dexterity, right? Because it's not elevated, and for some reason it thinks that this is tier 2 or some shit. I don't know why it says tier 2, but it is tier 1. So it's cool, right? For Omniscience build, this is a nice boost in Omniscience, 24%. +1 strength gems. And I was thinking about playing Winter Orb, right? And especially in this map, in Defiled Cathedral, it's pretty linear, tight corridors, right? So it would be very, very nice for Winter Orb. So I was thinking, wait, can I make a build with this body armor instead of selling it? And I started thinking, well, maybe I can do Winter Orb. But it's +1 strength gems, so it's not really great because Winter Orb is intelligence gem. And Winter Orb requires intellect, and as you can see, a bit lacking in the speaking department, which is kind of related to intelligence. Anyway, I digress. So I started looking at other skills that require strength, right? And other spells, because that's the only thing that I'm playing. I'm not playing attacks. I'm a mage guy, okay? I like spells. I like booms. I like Herald of Ash and Herald of Ice explosions. I like Zoom Zoom. But occasionally I play Gauntlet. Anyway, again, I digress. So I looked at the skills, and it was like Exsanguinate, Reap, Holy Flame Totem, right? That's pretty good for mathing. Yeah. Well, the selection of skills is not very wide, right? It's like Divine Ire, which is a challenge skill. It requires like a lot of cast speed, and actually I'm surprised I do have quite a bit of cast speed. It does feel okay, and I do have this cast speed as well. We have Adrenaline, so it actually feels pretty smooth, especially when you get Headhunter stucks. Yeah, Headhunter stucks. When you get Headhunter stonks, then you know any skill becomes high cast speed or high attack speed. But Divine Ire, I don't want to play that. I'm not gonna talk why I don't want to play that, but basically it was Exsanguinate, and I initially dismissed the idea of going Exsanguinate because it's physical, right? So I can't really do Omniscience, and if I convert I lose damage. But then I was like, but what if I do it? What if I convert to fire? I get Herald of Ash explosions. Avatar of Fire is right there, right? And this is a very similar tree to my previous build, which is also a champion, but Corrupting Fever. Like, you know, 2 inspired learnings, and I want to keep that in the build to keep the juicy juice beyond juicing experience. Yeah, like it's right there. So I started looking at it, right? We have 90 fizz damage, or, well, 50 all damage, 90 fizz damage converted to fire, deal no non-fire damage, so we don't have any damage over time, right? The part that says damage, physical damage per second, that is gone, that's irrelevant, but for mapping, it doesn't matter. Yeah, with Headhunter, even without Headhunter, I'm pretty sure it's fine. Like 2 inspired learnings will carry you pretty well. It's gonna be enough juice to clear maps. And that's like 1x each, right? But then again, I do have some interesting gear pieces to make it actually kind of good. I haven't tried a budget version. Let me know in the comments below if you actually would like to see me explore a budget option of this kind of setup. But right now, I have Fire Damage Leached as life synthesized base for the ring. The ring is actually garbage. I just tossed 1 essence with crit multi, just 2, just to get something, right? Just some omniscience from the ring and life. Then I went for percent dexterity. It doesn't matter, strength, int, or dexterity, but I went for that because this build is pretty much, I have some currency and I want a functional fun mapper, right? This is not, okay, this is the most efficient thing to do or the best thing to do. This is something that I did just like from the top of my head. I went into this build with just a very rough estimate of a POB, right? Just rough estimate of the tree, rough estimate of items, just, you know, the usual power charge sacking. Wait, I got to 94 without anointing +1 part. It was fine, dude. I was blasting maps. I was even sometimes just literally one-shotting the boss. And my maps are crazy, as you saw before, right? I'm running like juicy maps. So, okay, let's talk about this. So, at the beginning, I got Elemental Weakness with +1 part. No, I wish. +1 Frenzy Charge and Elemental Weakness on hit. And I thought that was like GG. But then I remembered that Omniscience By the way, this amulet, I paid 20x. It's amazing. +1 curse, purity of ice. That is something that allows me to push more max res into the build, right? Because 23 reaches the next threshold for +1 instead of 4 max res, max cold res. It's 5 max res, and I do have a lot of aura effect in this build, right? I get 30 here. I'm taking these nodes and those nodes, and later on I'm looking into auras from skills have 15% increased effect on you, right? So this will push my max resistance to 85, but right now I'm a bit I've been starved on points, so I don't have that yet. Leveling this build is super fast. I went to 94 in like from level 80 to 94 in, let me tell you how many maps. 40 maps. 40 maps, actually not even 40 maps. A bit less than like 38 maps, and I did them like 4 to 3 minutes per map. It's crazy. It's really nice. It's really nice. Like very fast. I was averaging 1 billion XP per hour. Like, that was pretty good. It was pretty good. Right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah. It's cool. It's Omniscience, planning to get molding of the flesh, as I call it, melding of the flesh, right there. There's a jewel socket. I'll put it there. I just don't have enough Omniscience to overcap my resistance, right? I need 70 overcap at least, above 80 on all of those, right? So cold resistance not a problem, but everything else is still a bit lacking. I need to get some attributes here, maybe attributes here. Honestly, not that much left to grab. I guess I need better rings with double Omniscience. Well, double attribute stuff. I'm gonna craft that eventually. The boots, right? The boots are just your standard tailwind, onslaught, elusive stuff. It could be better, but crafting these with elevated tailwind and elevated onslaught is very annoying. I looked at the crafting costs, and then I looked at what's available on the market to buy, and I got these with dexterity, right? Tier 3, 45x, I believe. And I will recraft the prefixes because I don't need that much onslaught, right? So eventually I'll change this into cannot be chilled or something. Right now I'm running immunity to freeze and chill, because at the beginning I was very scuffed. I didn't have my pantheons, so just needed some initial juice and bullshit protection. But yeah, you don't need these crazy expensive boots, right? You don't need elevated tailwind. It just makes it a lot nicer. Actually, like, right, let's not talk about budget. This is not the point of the video. It's the point of this video. Okay, what is the point of this video? The build is great. Yeah, it's Exsanguinate, Fire Conversion, Champion with Perma Fortify, Permanent Adrenaline if you can remember to keep it up, right? So you click your Life Flask, recover above 50, use Exsanguinate, boom, Adrenaline, right? So you're just mapping, blasting with Exsanguinate, and occasionally you click your Life Flask. You do click that when you get affected by bleed and stuff, right? Which, yeah, it's fine. You really don't die against that. If you click the thing that you're supposed to click eventually, right? Then I do have Enduring Cry instant, so that's nice. Like, you generate Enduring Cry, endurance charges against bosses, against metamorphs. Like, this is another Life Flask, right? Big chunk of region. Buff grants plus to all elemental resistances per endurance charge. That's whatever. Okay, then Assassin's Mark, right? So this is something that we're able to do with +1 curse amulet. Otherwise, I would have to drop the exploding gloves, and then I could do Assassin's Mark. And it's fine. It's fine to do that. I did a map without it, like fully juice map, and it's fine. I did clear it. You know, Herald of Ash is still there, but it's so much better with Gentle Touch. because you touch them in a very, very gentle manner. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Anyway, right. So what else? The helmet, right? So I need the Herald of Ash or Herald of Purity Reservation because that's the biggest mana reduction because it's 75, and yeah, it's great. It's great. And then you can see that the rolls are pretty nice. And that was not what I got when I bought the enchant, right? I bought just a random Black Sun with the enchant. That is what I needed. And then I tossed like 7 divine orbs, and I got these rolls, and I'm like, all right, we can use that for sure. That works. That works. Yeah. So I don't know, a little build diary, right? This is the first approach, first day of blasting, or rather after the first day of blasting. Well, technically it was a night of blasting. Yes, a blasting. I mean, it wasn't heisting, so it was not blasting. I wasn't blasting heist. It was a map blastage. Absolute wonder. It's a beautiful build. It's nice. It has the clear, the coverage, right? The sustain, the tankiness, the visuals. The only thing that it's lacking right now is in the single target department, right? And it will, I strongly believe, very strongly, that I can make this build into an actual beast. Like, I think it will be all around just beautiful build, strong build. It's just, yeah, levels. We need levels. We need probably more currency. Yeah, we need to craft the rings. I need to get +1 power charge corruption. That is like an additional 500,000 damage from my 3 million, which is, I think, what I'm currently sitting at. Right, 3 million damage. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. But with Headhunter, Inspired Learnings, I as I said, I did a one-shot, my tier 16 map boss. Yeah, so that was a crit. I have like 50% chance to crit with Headhunter most of the time, 100% chance to crit. And then Assassin's Mark is like insane damage. Even if you have 100 crit, it's still a lot of damage because of the crit multi and stuff. Yeah. Just run around, flame dash. Not even much targeting. Like, you can just stand there. Metamorph, let's say, is right there. So you shoot at the Metamorph. And you know, like, they spawn a bunch of monsters around them. You don't need to target. You have Awaken Chain or normal chain. You have chain, right? Everything's dead. You have like 500 Headhunter stacks. So that's why, like, with this build, Metamorph feels amazing. With my previous build, it was okay, but it wasn't anything like spectacular because my build wasn't scaling with the Headhunter in terms of damage, at least, just speed and coverage. So it wasn't that great. But this, oh my god, yeah, I instantly brought back Metamorph. After I tried it, I spawned it randomly in a map, and I did it like in such a enjoyable manner, right? It spawned, everything's gone. I was like, oh, that feels good. Yo, Metamorph back on the table, baby. Yeah, okay, so it's a blaster, it's a mapper, it's fun, it looks good. It feels good to play. That's the most important thing for me. If it feels good, I like it. And then if it's strong, oh my, oh. And this is, oh my god. Does it feel good to play? All right, anyway, stay awesome. I hope you enjoyed this. Maybe it sparked some ideas, maybe not. Maybe this is useless and life is meaningless. Maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't say that. That's pretty depressing. Actually, okay, bye-bye.